that was one of the coldest half times I've ever experienced. Well, welcome back to Lancaster, New York for the Monsignor Martin High School Athletic Association matchup between the St. Joe's Marauders and the St. Mary's of Lancaster Lancers. St. Joe's up 21-0 after 2 quarters of football. We head into the second half as we kind of get everything organized here so far. Both teams kind of getting the heat back, coursing through their veins and get warmed up for another 2 quarters of football. We talked before half about St. Joe's limiting turnovers, but also just continue to do what they're doing so far. They are up 21-0 after all. St. Mary's, what they need to do is take advantage of the turnovers that have happened so far, and they got to do something different because what they're doing right now is just not working. They don't have any points on the board. So both teams seemingly taking their time to get warmed up, which of course to me is not very. I want to get some football going, and I want to get concentrated on what's going on out there. So I stopped thinking about how cold my hands are, and I don't think. I mean, it probably would, but I don't think that's the appropriate time to do some jumping jacks. Looks like everybody's kind of getting situated here. The officials are meeting at midfield here for the meeting at midfield. The trainers taking the field as well. St. Joe's walking to their sideline. St. Mary's already at theirs. And St. Mary's ended the half with the ball. They were unable to capitalize there. Rain's coming down again. It wasn't really raining too bad during halftime. It was just kind of cold and very windy. But now it's raining again. And we're back. Yeah. We are fortunate enough to have a tent, which is very nice, but a tent's not doing a whole lot for the wind. And if you look to the left there, the rain is coming pretty much sideways towards the camera from ahead of us, and it's really coming down here in Lancaster. So they will kick off. St. Mary's will be able to get a second chance at putting some points on the board. Like I said before, they ended the first half with the ball after a turnover. So St. Mary's is back to receive. And ready to kick off will be Sam Murphy for the Marauders. Fred Johnson back for St. Mary's. Matthew Samuel will field it at the 15. Samuel up the left, being hounded there by David Medley. And Keon Howard eventually brought down by both those players, with also some help from Jack Carey, a new addition to the Marauder team and the special teams unit so far. Thomas Hafner taking the snap for St. Mary's. He's going to hand that off to Matthew Samuel, who will rush up the middle for a couple yards, getting up to about the 26-yard line. And that'll be second and about 7 for the Lancers on this next play. St. Joe's 2 wins so far in league play, one against Timon, the other against St. Francis. St. Joe's will play St. Francis next week at St. Joe's, as the handoff this time to Zach Radcliffe, who will be marked down for forward progress after plowing through some Marauders. They will stop him at the line. In the game for the Marauders right now is Timothy Krangle. Tim Krangle on the defensive line. His first stop on a big play for the Marauders is here, seeing some playing time early in the second half of the game so far today. Two to the right for the Lancers. In the shotgun, Hafner will take the snap. He's going to look to pass. Hafner being pressured by one. He's knocked down. Pass is way short. Intended for number 30, Nevada Aldridge. Aldridge couldn't cut back to get to that pass. He was hit. Hafner was after the play by Ian O'Grady. So it'll be 4th and 8 for St. Mary's. And Kyle Gold will be back to punt. Two flags on the play. Both looking to they will go towards St. Mary's for an illegal substitution. So having to leave the field now is Fred Johnson. That will back up this punt for St. Mary's. The ball will be down at the 20-yard line. It'll be 4th and 13 for them. Back to the receive for the Marauders is David Medley. Medley with a good punt return earlier today as well. Low snap. Grabs it off the ground. That's a high, pretty good punt. That's going to go all the way towards midfield. Land exactly 50-yard line. He's going to muff that, and Medley's going to give that one up. Recovered by number 30, Nevada Aldridge, and St. Mary's will get the ball back once again. That's one of those turnovers that we were talking about. David Medley just didn't field the punt correctly, and now St. Mary's going to have another go at the ball. Now
each team has turned the ball over a substantial amount. The only difference being St. Joe's put the points on the board after the turnovers. St. Joe's defense has come out and stopped the St. Mary's offense after giving the ball away.
St. Mary's will start at their 45-yard line, looking to make some headway, as that was the longest play of the game for them so far, without really a penalty being involved, even after they got knocked back a couple yards due to that penalty. Hafner in the back taking the snap. Oh, he's going to get one to jump off on there. It looks like that one's going to be encroachment on the defense, as the hard snap, or the hard count rather. But and even with the jump, a false start called on St. Mary's. I didn't see the false start on the line there.
I saw
maybe a lineman. I was looking to the far side of the field. Maybe it was somebody on the close side that I didn't see. Either way, it's snack taken by Hafner and be wrapped up in the backfield and dropped by Keon Howard. It'll be Zach Radcliffe not able to get anywhere. Keon Howard just broke right through the line there and able to get into the back to make the big play. Rain really coming down now, as if it wasn't earlier, I guess. So 8:30 left to go in quarter number 3. 21-0 to score. St. Joe's on top over St. Mary's. 2nd and 20 for the Lancers after a 5-yard loss on there. Hafner's going to take the snap, handoff. He's going to rush into the right, being pressured there, and brought down by number 80, Cade Carey. That was Matthew Samuel on the rush for the Lancers, not really able to get anywhere. There's a flag down on the play. Face mask is the call. That's going to go against the defense. And that's going to move the Lancers up significantly, as they've moved back 10 yards since the beginning of this drive after they got the ball at the 45-yard line. This ball is going to move all the way up to the 42. And the Lancers are going to get 2nd and 13, which is definitely more manageable for them. Shot for Hafner. Hafner trying to get him to jump. He's going to take the snap. Hand that off once again to number 21. Cutting through the middle with plenty of room, and he's going to get all the way up to the opposing 49-yard line. One of the best rushes of the game for St. Mary's so far, so they'll have the ball. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Lancers as Matthew Samuel was able to cut up through the defense there. His first big rush of the game.
Looks like St. Mary's is finally breaking down, getting their rushing game back on track, picking up some yards slowly but surely, and then converting to regularly normal third down.
Hafner's going to take the snap once again for Samuel. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, though, for a loss. A helmet comes off for one of the players. Sean Murphy was the one who lost his helmet on that play. But nevertheless, St. Mary's tackled for a loss. Same thing, Samuel on the carry. It'll be now 4th and 6. 4th and 8, rather, for the Lancers. It's hard to tell here. There's no really yard markers on this field. And I'm just having a trouble reading. It looks like 6. Oh, tough snap there. Taking his gold. He's going to rush a little bit and then punt. That's going to go way over Medley's head. He's going to avoid touching that, and that will be downed farther down the field by Alexander White. So St. Joe's with their worst field position to start the game so far today in terms of punt returns. Medley let that one go over his head, which doesn't really hurt too much. You don't want to turn over another punt, even when that was going there so far deep, even give them a chance. So St. Mary's with a little bit of positive yardage on that play, then moving back a little bit, just really not even make anything happen. Snap that, rushing to the left will be Brown. Brown's going to take it himself. He's being wrestled down by 2 St. Mary's players. That was number 13, Brendan Cook, on the tackle. And Michael Brown, an early first down for St. Joe's. 6 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. 21-0 still the score. St. Joe's 1st and 10 for them after that Michael Brown rush. It is absolutely pouring here in Lancaster. Split backs once again for St. Joe's. This handoff's going to go to Scott. He's going to try and pound it up the middle, but he will be dropped for a gain of about 1. Maybe 2 is what they're going to give him as he forces his way through the offensive line. Even the cheerleaders are doing jumping jacks. Somebody in the crowd was just yelling 7 as they were jumping up and down and trying to count how many jumping jacks they were doing. They're looking to get warm. Split backs again for Micah Brown. He's going to take the snap under center. He'll hand that off to Jimmy Scott. Oh, he's going to keep it himself. Micah Brown up the right side. He's got a first down and more as he rushes all the way up to the 41-yard line. They're going to give him 42. Micah Brown, another read option first down for St. Joe's. That happened on the touchdown earlier. A read option where he faked the handoff and ran around himself, getting into the corner of the end zone. So Micah Brown, another valuable first down for the Marauders. It'll be 1st and 10 for them from their own 42-yard line. It doesn't mean they will. Tierney Curtin on the run with plenty of room here to run. He's going to get all the way up to the opposing 39-yard line. Flipping the field around is Tierney Curtin for the Marauders. And that's one of those good, talented rushers, one of the trifecta, almost, of running backs for St. Joe's that are real talented. It looked like the Lancers were almost in prevent defense there. And there's just so much room up the middle. Tierney Curtin was unchallenged until he got to the 45-yard line. I don't know why you would expect a pass. Brown's going to hand that to Scott. Scott's got some room. Eventually he's wrapped up. That's for a very short gain of maybe 2 yards on that. Jimmy Scott being helped up by players for both teams on that play. Jack Carey winding up wide left for the Marauders. Wide right is Vinny LeMayo. Handoff going to be to Jimmy Scott again. Jimmy Scott trying to spin away from a tackle, but he's pushed back towards the line of scrimmage on a very good stop there by the Lancer defense on 2nd and 8. He got about a yard before being stopped there. That looks like it'll be 3rd and 7 for St. Joe's next time around. Micah Brown will join the huddle and give them the play. With just over 2.5 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Dave Morgan, Jimmy Scott in the backfield for Micah Brown. Morgan will get that snap, and he's going to rush up to the 35-yard line. A gain of about 3 for St. Joe's. It'll now be 4th and 4. For St. Joe's, looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field. I don't see why not. So they're going to try and get 5 more yards here and the first down. St. Joseph's. Split backs again. Tyler Doty not in the game for St. Joe's. Handoff going to be to Dave Morgan. Morgan's going to try and push himself forward. Not far enough for a first down. He only got up to about the 32-yard line. So turnover on down. St. Mary's will get the ball. One thing I did notice on that play is I tried to get off before the snap happened. Tyler Doty standing just with his helmet on the sidelines. Same thing with Will McDonald, the 2 offensive linemen. This may be what I'm talking about, saving your starters, just getting some guys who don't really play a whole lot into the game, get them some experience, get them warm, and keep your guys healthy that you're really, really going to need next week in order to beat St. Francis. Okay, Michael Clark not in the game right now. Same thing there. Anthony McCarley probably could have returned this week. We talked to him earlier. He said he's definitely looking to get back for playoffs. He's on the sidelines right now, just keeping his teammates in it. He's very excited. Jimmy Scott not in the game anymore. They are on defense though. Being wrapped up in the backfield is Samuel for the Lancers, as he's going to get marked for a loss of about 3 on that play.
Down below a minute in the 3rd quarter. No major action here. Just a turnover on a muffled punt for St. Joe's, but turnover on downs, punts. Incredibly amazing. The score remains the same, 21-0 in the 3rd.
And off to Samuel once again. Samuel trying to get through the middle. He will be suplexed by a St. Joe's lineman. That looked like it was number 62, Ronald Jones, with a huge hit there as Samuel crossed the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12 for the Lancers after that play, and the quarter will end after that. So Tyler Doty playing water boy for the Marauders. Same thing with Will McDonald's. With McDonald, not McDonald's. As the St. Joe's defense is out there right now.
St. Joe's, the rushing, it's been working like a charm. They've had blockers, they've had broken tackles, around, bound. That makes all the difference. There's not really a way to compare
I think I did have one incompletion earlier to Sam Klein. Almost a very good pass, or a very good catch. Sam Klein being one of the most athletic receivers on this team. 4 touchdowns last week, all on passes on the back of the end zone.
This shows a testament to the versatility of the Marauder offense. Going from mostly passing the previous week to an almost entirely rushing game. The next week,
Well, I don't even know. I don't know if you could call it mostly passing last week. They rushed for more yards than passing, more attempts rushing. Snap here. Samuel is going to take that and rush to the left. He's being forced out, cutting through a couple. He's going to get some extra yards as he's eventually brought down there by Michael Clark. Carey also with help on that. One thing I'm noticing on the sidelines here, number 60, Aiden Wright, and Nick DiCarlo, number 12, are practicing snaps and some handoffs over here. Bosch, aborted snap there by St. Mary's, trying to scramble out of it. Is the quarterback not able to do so? So Thomas Hafner is wrapped up in the backfield, and he's a little slow to get up. After that play, maybe nursing his shoulder a little bit as St. Joe's was able to bring him down. I'm sorry, Max, I was looking at my roster. Did you see who brought him down there in the backfield?
did I see?
Yeah.
No, I did not. Kind of in the back. Wasn't able to catch it. He fell on the ball. So,
Well, he did fall on the ball, but I think he got up and tried to escape, but he was tackled by as a player. So center and quarterback switch. DiCarlo in for the Marauders now. Jimmy Scott still in at running back. He's going to rush for about 2 yards for the Marauders. So Nick DiCarlo in at quarterback. So here's what I talked about earlier. Micah Brown, saving him for next week. Just letting him rest. Make sure he doesn't get hurt, especially with the inclement weather. DiCarlo in at quarterback. He's going to get wrapped up immediately after the snap. And I'm going to try and stop our tent from flying away real quick. So DiCarlo stopped by Fred Johnson of the Lancers. So it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Marauders here. One starter still in the game for St. Joe's is Jimmy Scott. As durable as he is, he's not really shocking that he's still in the game, but I feel like maybe you give some more reps to Tiernan Curtin here at this point and just let him show his stuff.
I also saw on the bench started Mike, freshman running back from JV team, potentially come in later.
Just under 9 minutes left. Certainly a possibility. DiCarlo handing that off to Curtin, as I just said, but another read option. So DiCarlo actually kept it, even had me. I'm not very good at tracking those, apparently. I thought I had the same thing on the read option earlier with Micah. I thought he had handed off when he didn't. This time, same thing. Nick DiCarlo, hand off to Tiernan Curtin. I thought it went to Tiernan, and DiCarlo kept it himself. I'm just going to blame it on the rain. I'm not being a very good broadcaster. I should just take the blame myself, but either way, 4th and 4 for the Marauders. They're going to go for it. DiCarlo with split backs. Jimmy Scott to his right. Dave Morgan to his left. And There'll be a flag down. That was Tiernan Curtin, actually, not Dave Morgan. That flag is going to go against the Lancers. So the Marauders are going to get some help on 4th down here as they are in the red zone, as you could say. Sam Murphy does have a pretty good leg, so he is one of the more impressive red zone areas in Monsignor Martin. Carlo with the snap. He's going to hand that up to Jimmy Scott. Jimmy Scott up the middle. He's going to rush his way in for a touchdown. Second touchdown of the day for Jimmy Scott. Marauders now up 27-0. Looks like I can't really read what's going on here for the Marauders. Looks like they're going to Louis Perot with the kick for the Marauders. He's going to be back to take the extra point attempt. Oh, bad snap there. Fumbled. Klein's going to have to keep it, and he will be wrestled down by number 29, Justin D'Amico. So 27-0 stays the score, and able to get the extra point attempt on the botched snap attempt for St. Joe's. 7:30 left to go in quarter number 4, and it just seems like it's getting colder and rainier, and not even for myself, it just looks like the players are just not, in between plays, they're not really excited about a good rush, just kind of pop up and just kind of go back.
St. Joe's, plenty of reason to celebrate. 27-0. Still some time left in the fourth quarter, 7.5 minutes.
A good way, of course, to end the regular season after a home win last week, an away win this week, head into the playoffs with 3 league wins, and one of them against a team you are playing next week. However, I will say, and I'll definitely make sure to bring this up again next week, the St. Francis quarterback was injured for about half that game last time St. Joe's played them. He had a knee injury, was out early in the second quarter, came back just after halftime, and it seemed like maybe not half the game, but it was very early in the second quarter, it seemed, and it was later in the third quarter when he was able to return. St. Joe's with a good game. Yeah, absolutely. So Perot with the kickoff. That one's going to be booted all the way down towards the 15-yard line. That'll be fielded there by number 6, Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson trying to cut up the middle. He's got a little bit of room, and eventually he's brought down at about the 33-yard line. Good return there by Fred Johnson, about 17 yards for him. And we're going to clean our camera off a little bit here. It's still... I'm just not looking forward to taking down this tent. They take the snap. Another one in a quarterback, and he's gonna try and rush that out. That one's Samuel. He's got up a couple yards there as there's some pushing and shoving going on the far side of the field. Be 2nd and 6 for the Lancers here, with just under 6:30 left to go in quarter number 4, rather. Gonna take the snap. Samuel cutting up the middle again. He's gonna keep it himself. He's got some room. He's hit hard, but he's actually able to get the first down. And a little bit more. 1st and 10 now for the Lancers. That's a good run by Samuel. He's able to cut up through the middle of the Marauder defense there. Gonna have the ball at about their 46-yard line. Up Samuel's going to hand that off through the middle, trying to rush the middle, and a lot of room. Rushing all the way is going to be Zach Radcliffe. He's got some room, trying to be chased down by Medley. He's not going to do it, and Zach Radcliffe is going to score for the Lancers on a 54-yard run that puts the Lancers on the board very late in this game. And Radcliffe just caught up right through the middle. Dave Medley tried to chase him down and wasn't able to grab him by the legs at the 5-yard line. So 5 minutes left to go in this game. The Lancers are on the board, adding the St. Joe's shutout and giving themselves just a little bit of momentum and something to look forward to. That's a good play by Zach Radcliffe. Which I seriously don't, but you know, it's a good motivational thing.
I don't think it's
And up Snook going for 2 here. Samuel stopped. He tried to cut to the middle. He second-guessed himself, and it's wrapped up by about what looked like the entire Marauders defense. And was brought down, unable to convert the 2-point conversion there. So the score remains 27-6. It looked like Samuel he cut to the left and then cut to the right, and he kind of second-guessed himself, which you can't do when you need to think really quick on your feet. I think he should have just gone for it on the original cut when he cut to the left and went to go back center, and he kind of just tried to make it something happen that wasn't there, waiting a little bit too long. I don't know if you really have a strategy. I think you just get guys playing time that don't see a lot of playing time. You get guys. Maybe you try something in the rain, possibly for next week. You know, maybe you try a desperation play. If you need it next week, you just give it a try now. See how it works. See how the chemistry is in terms of understanding the playbook for things like that. But I don't really see any. I don't think they do anything really miraculous here. I think it's just pretty much a don't get hurt, but let's play some football. Let's finish off the game strong and make something happen here for the Marauders. I especially see a lot of guys in clean uniforms, which means that, you know, they haven't played the beginning part of this game, getting muddy. So they'll be back to play part of this game. Victor Pavone in the back for the Marauders. Also is Jack Carey. Mary's will kick. That's a pretty good kick all the way back to the 15. That's going to bounce all the way in. It's going to end just inside the end zone. Victor Pavone got away with one there. That kick just landed inside the end zone. Very, I think that was about as close as it gets to being not a touchback. But nevertheless, St. Joe's will start with it on the 40-yard line as DeCarlo will be back in a quarterback for the Marauders. That is 20. You are right. Did I not say 20?
I thought you said 40.
I didn't say 40. I said 20.
You didn't say 40?
No, I didn't say 40.
Oh.
I mean, I thought 20. DeCarlo hanging that one off to Tiernan Curtin. He's going to be wrapped up for no gain by Nevada Eldridge of the Lancers. We're going to have to go back and watch and see if I said 40 or if I said 20. That's. I don't think that's a thing.
It's not a thing?
No.
I thought they could. Oh well.
DeCarlo's going to take that hand off. He's going to hand that off to Tiernan Curtin, and Tiernan's going to fall in the backfield. Very angry at himself for that. Flag is going to be thrown, possibly for unsportsmanlike, on Curtin, who slammed the ball to the ground angrily after slipping and falling and losing a yard on that play. He'll be substituted out of the game for Keon Howard, who is now in for the Marauders. We're at about the 7-yard line. Sam Klein back in the game for St. Joe's. Vinny LeMayo also in for the Marauders. DeCarlo still in at quarterback, though, with Micah Brown on the sidelines. And the ball came free on that snap as DeCarlo couldn't keep it. St. Mary's is going to get the ball at about the 5 or the 6-yard line. Really good field position for them here. They get a 6-yard run. They're in for another score. Samuel's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to try and cut through the middle. He'll be wrapped up in a big group and not able to get anywhere. Out with the ball is Keon Howard. He has the ball, and he's standing at the 15, saying that it should be Marauders' ball. But I think the referees are going to mark it down. St. Mary's. I mean, there was just a big group of guys. Yeah, we can't go to replay or go to our end zone. We'll go to a pylon cam. Let's see if that has a bit of a better view. There's no. So the ruling is St. Mary's is going to keep it. They're going to have it at the 6 again. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Lancers as they try to put in their second score of the game. It's just as our 2.5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Samuel, that's a high snap, goes right through his hand. Picking up his Marys. They're going to be pressured all the way back and brought down way back far by number 52, Will Rahil. At the 33-yard line. A loss of 27 yards on that miscue there. The snap just went right through Samuel's hands, the quarterback. And although it was recovered by the Lancers, they went from being in prime position, just punch one into the end zone, to now that in a minute and a half, they're going to have to eclipse a pretty long field. And off by Samuel, rushing up the left and wrapped up by Keon Howard is number 29, Justin D'Amico. Now just a minute left to play here in the fourth quarter of Monsignor Martin action. St. Joe's leads St. Mary's 27-6 on senior day here for the Lancers. One touchdown for the Lancers was scored by number 44, Zach Ratcliffe. 2 St. Joe's touchdowns coming from Jimmy Scott. Another coming from Riley Wood. And one from Micah Brown. Later in this game, they did not able to get the last PAT attempt. Another bad snap for the Lancers, trying to get it as is Samuel, as he was able to fall on that. Now they're backed up all the way to the 46-yard line after that play. And with 20 seconds left, I don't know if St. Mary's is going to quite run out another play. Looks like they might. I don't quite know here. 12 seconds left. 10 seconds now as this game will end. And with that last play, 4th and goal from the 45. Not exactly good odds for the Lancers. As time ends, St. Joe's will end their regular season with yet another win in league play, looking to face St. Francis next week. Please don't forget to join us for that 1 o'clock from the Robert T. Scott Athletic Complex at St. Joe's in Kenmore, New York. We'll be covering that live as the teams shake hands. Zach, or Max, what's your just a quick overall review of this game so far?
Taking the game, St. Joe's rushing game is strong as ever. They were able to keep the ball throughout the game, find ways, never seemingly getting tired, never getting stopped. Honestly, just strength of the
Alright, well, thank you very much for joining us once again. For Max Damiani, my name is Vinny Cristiano. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Marauder TV, and we will see you next week for some playoff football action.